Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going to go into set 2 of the elimination match between Effort and Mong here at the Draemong Starleague, round of 16, Group A. I apologize for any background noises going on, my friend's playing CSGO. In the meantime, we're going to have Mong up 1-0 against Effort. Last game, good dropship play from Mong. No wonder he didn't have any science vessels. I was wondering, like, where's the second science vessel coming out from? But instead I saw a dropship. And that has made all the difference. Man, if only Brood War medevacs had to require a tech lab instead of reactor, that would be the dream. Although I am very, very biased considering I am I'm a Zerg player in the StarCraft 2. But hey man, whenever I see Zerg buff, Terran nerf, and Protoss nerf, it feels so warm on the inside. Anyways, Effort probably gonna go for a standard 12 hatchery. Which is very standard against Terrans these days. You know, 12 hack is probably the best build. Considering Terrans can't really do much against it, unless they go for some kind of early cheese play like a BBS, or as we saw last game, the 4-8 racks, where he was able to kill off 5 of the early drones from Effort, which is really very, very big, considering how little Zerg economy already is. 5 drones is probably like about half of his drone count at that point. But he's actually going for no pool yet. This could be a 3 hatch before pool build from Effort. It's getting very, very greedy. We'll see. Meanwhile, I can bring up statistics for Mong. I just realized these players are both on CJ, as shown above. It's pretty cool. Team kill. There's Effort. He's got the drone stack coming in here. Try to deal some pressure against the SCV line. And I think it was a 3H before pool. Well, let's see if the commentators would please come back. Yep, there's the 3rd hatchery, very, very early 3rd hatch. I want to see if he's made a spawning pool yet. In the meantime, Mong responding with a very early command center. And we're going to see how Mong deals with this very, very early economic pressure from Effort. He's got 2 SCVs out here, actually. He might try to... Oh, yeah, he's just going to go for, like, a bunker rush. Okay, well, the pool's out now. And here come the SCVs. Might build a bunker behind the middle line. But the Zerglings are out now. They're going to probably kill off this Marine very easily. But good SCV micro. But I think this Marine is going to go down soon. Yep, Zerglings are able to kill him off, and he's going to be able to kill off some of the SCVs. So Mong actually is not being able to do much, and I think Effort's going to be able to take an early lead here in this game. Able to kill off one of the SCVs. And this other SCV is almost dead. Meanwhile, Supply Depot up the front to try to block, make a good choke. Second barracks up for Mong now. He's going to try to macro up a small army. Later coming out, probably going to see a standard 3-hatch spire into a 3rd base. Zergling's now poking in for Effort. He's going to try to see what's going on, maybe force his way up the ramp, but there are 2 SCVs out front with some Marines. And now that there's enough Marines here, he doesn't need the SCVs anymore. Would like to see a barracks from Mong. I think that'd be a lot better instead of playing really scared with those Marines. Instead, you can play a little more aggressive. But the creep colony now coming up for Effort. Not mining for that second extractor yet. I think it's because it's morphing right now. But I've noted that he has taken it. So all that gas probably means mutas. Meantime, Mong just trying to poke forward this Marine, see if there's any Zergling scouts out right now. And now drone by Effort. 2 auto drones. Please don't do a pull a gate on where you like trap. You forget how drones like a ramp and then you trap a huge RP behind. Oh my god, that game is so funny. I'm sorry, Jade, like, considering how good Jadong is. Oh, he's trying to snipe a drone! Oh, it's not able to snipe a drone. But here are the Zerglings, and Mong does have the medic now. He's probably going to go for standard stim timing, maybe force Effort to put down a few more creep colonies. That's exactly what he's probably going to do. Spire's not coming out for effort. He's got those 2 Overlords morphing and then saving up Larva for Mutas. Got 3rd barracks on the way now for Mong, so he's not going for any kind of big aggressive push where you go 4 factory. He's also got a very pretty late engineering bay, and he's getting a factory, so he's going to go for a quicker tech instead of going for faster upgrades. In the meantime, I think Stim is now done for Mong. Overlord getting in position to see when Mong is going to push out. But Zergling has scouted. He's going to get a decent amount of intel. Going to count how many SCVs are there. No, Zergling's just trying to poke around the map. Again, a really late engineering bay also means late turrets, so we're going to see how many turrets Mong is going to be able to throw up and get up in time. But I think it's going to be fine. The engineering bay is almost done by the time the mutas started morphing, so turrets I think are built relatively the same as mutas, but mutas have that extra distance to travel. No turrets up yet, so these mutas once again have to go straight for the base. Might be able to do something. Drone going right up to the top left-hand base to take that expansion, but the turrets are now out, and Effort has noted of the turret timing, so I don't think these mutas will be able to get in before the turrets are done. He's got a Marine coming up, actually, try to find where the 3rd base of Effort's going to be. And the mutas actually have been very smartly going to deny this Marine. Very smart by Effort, able to take it down so he's not able to harass that 3rd base. We're going to see how well Effort is going to be able to do against Mong's forces. Meantime, Mong is still continuing to tech. He's getting that 2nd refinery to be able to afford science vessels. And the Queen's Nest now up for Effort. I haven't seen a Hydras then. He might be entirely skipping Hydras and going pure Zergling Muta and try to deal with it. Mong stimming kind of for no reason. Again, if you're Terran, I feel like you should be more proactive with your stims. I feel like you should try to attack the mutas and then stim, rather than just see mutas and then stimming like reactively. Because I think Zerg, what they do with their mutas is that they're gonna like go back and forth in between the Marines and then see if they can force out stims without having to get hit by them, and so effectively wasting medic energy that could be used later on in a bigger push.
Let's go, okay.
But the 4th barracks is now up. The science facility is coming out for Mong, and he's going to transition into that standard 9-minute timing push. There are Hydras out. It's going to get Lurkers, and a Hive is coming up. So relatively decently timed Hive tech, and the Fire Mount is going to try to come up soon. But here comes Mong. He's going to try to have a small timing window here where Effort doesn't have Lurkers up yet, and these mutas are taking a big beating from these Marines, and they're going to try to deny that 3rd base, but I think Lurker eggs are now morphing, but these mutas, oh, great job, 73 medics, that's huge right now. As I said before, if you have enough mutas to snipe Marines and medics, go for medics first, because medics are way more important. He's going to be able to use his high ground right now to his advantage and snipe down a lot of these Marines. Wow, he's able to kill all of these, and now the push from Mong is going to be very, very small comparatively to what he should have right now, and the also Lurkers at the top of this ramp, he's going to be able to easily deflect this push of only like 7 Marines and 2 medics, and Effort I think is going to be able to send up his mutas and easily deny this. But there are 2 tanks now. I think the science vessel is almost done building. The 3rd tank is on its way, and he's going to try to hit that standard 9-minute timing push. Spreading out his mutas, trying to scout out where some of Mong's units are. He's going to find there is a Marine up here at the top base. He's trying to find for maybe like a hidden base for Mong. But there's a science vessel, there's their tanks, so here we go, here comes the push. Notably though, there is not many barracks, and remember he went for 3 racks into tech instead of like a 4 or 5 racks into tech, so he is not going to be able to get up as many. Oh, there is no Defiler Mound! There's no Defiler Mound, he's going for Guardians instead. And this is going to be a late Defiler Mound. I feel like Effort might have stabbed himself in the foot with this tech choice. But again, I think he realized that Mong didn't have that many barracks, so he didn't really need a Defiler Mound as early. Remember, Defiler Mound only really works against big clumps of Medic Marine, whereas if you even have just enough of Lurker army, I think he's going to be able to deal with this. And Guardian's now coming out. Again, you know, ZVT has actually adapted since the Kespa era, where Zerg's now going for more of a Guardian heavy push. He's actually irradiated, I think, the Mutas, but Lurkers are able to burrow. And then he's going for a surround right now. This might be really bad for Mong. If he's going to be forced going up this ramp, the Mutas in the meantime are still not going attacking. And right now, the Lurkers are being forced back. The Mutas are going to try to do some damage. But the tanks right now are just doing enough of pressure against these Lurkers right now. The Nice Count's almost done. We're going to see Lurkers here. They have to be pushed back. Oh, these two Lurkers. So after that, she's not going to be able to sandwich this army in. And Mong is going to actually be able to get up here. Guardians are trying to move right now. The Nice Count is going to try to go down. Oh, it's finished though. So Zerglings and Lurkers are able to get out, and now he's going to be able to pitch it. He has still two Lurkers at the bottom of the ramp. He's going to be able to clean up this first easily, and Effort has held on. He has successfully defended, though he has lost a decent amount of Lurkers in this, and Guardians are now out from Effort. Only three though, but back at home, Mong has got a big army. He's going to try to secure a third base. Where are the skirts from Effort? This is the random science vessel in the middle of nowhere. But good job by Effort to sandwich the army of Mong, kind of forcing him up the ramp and waiting for Nice Canal to finish. And now Effort, so once you finish this attack, you're going to go take a fourth, because now you realize that there's not going to be much of any more pressure from the Terran player, but Mong is going to continue to try to deal some damage, even though he was thwarted the first time. Here comes the Scourge! I'm not sure if they're going to kill the Science Vessel. I think they were able to clear it. No, they weren't actually. There's still two Science Vessels out. Yeah, one Scourge was able to land, but the other Scourge was not. It was very close. And this fourth hatchery now in the main base of Effort, and he's actually getting a second evolution chamber. He's got the Philo Mount out. I think he's got Consume upgraded already. Meanwhile, double dropship now out for Mong. And he's going to be able to do a decent amount with these, I feel like. If he goes into the main base, especially where there are no static defenses, yeah, that's what the commentators are pointing out right now, and that's exactly where his army's going to. The dropships right now, and Mong's got the same idea as me, myself, and the commentators, but the fires are also with Swarm and Consume upgrade. But the RQ Scourge here, if he doesn't have reinforcements at the bottom of the ramp, all of these dropships might be taken out by the Scourge, but no, I think he's going to be able to. He has Marines coming out to support the dropships, but here are the dropships, here are the Scourge not onto it. But here comes the Scourge. I think they're too late, yep, and he's going to get elevated his entire army out. There's not enough units right now. He's going to probably try to snipe the Greatest Fire. That's exactly what he's going for. He's prioritized that he has sniped one of the dropships, but I think it's too late right now. The Marines already up into the base. I'm not sure why the Firebat is hitting the Queen's Nest. He has sniped the Greatest Fire, and now he's probably going to go for the Defile Mount, which is the most important building of the Zerg structure for us. He's going to get it, and he's going to go now for the Evolution Chambers and the upgrades. And yeah, oh man, this dropship play for Mong is very, very good. And now he's also positioned his army at the top, where Effort's units are not right now. Effort is unable to keep up with his force. Storm's going to go down on top of these Marine Medic force. No, they're not actually. Stim going down. A fair spread from Mong, and finally the Zergs are going to be able to clean up this force, but sniping a lot of those really, really important tech structures, getting that Evolution Chamber, Greatest Spire, and Defiler Mount, and Effort's going to have to remake that Defiler Mount, and that's going to be a time window where there are no Defilers out. In the meantime, Mong has gotten that third command center going, but there are Guardians here, and I think if Effort is able to move those Guardians in position, he's going to be able to deny that third base. And Mong is just going to go in between these two bases right now, and he's going to push in with some of these units. After trying to get up that creep colony to make Sunkens, but he's going to irradiate that Defiler, and he's going to have to put up a Desperation Swarm. Doesn't want that Defiler to die with all that energy. The more Zerglings and Defilers have come out now, and yeah, no tanks. So this is kind of like SK Terran style. Where you have those initial tanks, but there's a dropship in the back right now. He might try to wait for that swarm to wear off, and then he's going to go, yeah, see, noticing that there's a swarm used on the middle line instead, and then he might push in once that swarm is done, but after smartly re-swarm that front area. The Mong's dropship play has been very, very spectacular. I really like this. He's going to go radiate all the Lurkers underneath the swarm, but there's another Defiler. He's going to radiate that as well. He's going to, again, continuously deny this push from Mong and try to take up the Ultralisk as soon as possible so he can actually be more proactive instead of defensive. He does have 4 gas, which is the critical number for those Ultras. Some more Scourge coming out now from Effort. And Mong just content to sit on 3 bases while pushing across the map with his Bioforce. Meantime, Effort is continuing to reinforce with those sunken colonies. I'm not sure where the Guardians ended up going. I don't see them on the minimap anywhere. I think they were cleaned up by the vessels and Marines. But a bigger radius coming down on these lurkers. And I think he's going to wait for them to all go down and then push it through. There's a lot of lurkers and defilers. Oh, but there's a double D-matrix draw. But there's a nice swim going on the Marines. He has to move out, and he's actually going to have to pick up. So good defense by Effort. He's noticing where Mong is trying to deal the most damage to him. But he's actually just going to push in here. He might be able to take out this 4th base, but a good form. And here comes some of the Scourge. A lot of science vessels are actually just really, really low health right now. But in the meanwhile, Effort has once again pushed back this force. He's adding on extra hatcheries to boost his production. Spire has also been remade from Effort. After his greatest Spire went down earlier from that dropship play and sniping. The 3 dropships now out for Mong is going to be able to shuttle his entire force up into the main top left area if he wanted to. But it's continuously to stick to that SK Terran style. See, only one factory compared to 2 starports producing out science vessels. That's why he's been getting a lot more gas than normal Terrans would be doing. Because science vessels are, as you know, very, very gas heavy. He's going to try to push in here. There are no real units right now. Effort's not reacting fast enough. In the meantime, going for a multi-player attack. There's a lot of firebats up here, and Effort has to be everywhere at once right now, and he's able to take down a lot of these. The fire left out, and we're going to see how well he's going to be able to do it. Scan on the lurker. He's not able to take it out. In the meantime, though, the Marines are just continuously really good multitasking from Mong here, attacking multiple places at once, and a good array on that defiler. He's going to have to try to desperation consume and swarm. But there's the Ultras Cavern. He's going to be able to pick it off with these small amount of Marines. Everyone's not realizing this is going to lose it. That's critical right now. He really needs those upgrades for the Ultras. And in the meantime, more dropships out from Mong. He's going to continuously to put the pressure. He has lost the Ultras Cavern right now. He's finally able to clean it up. But Mong, I feel like, is in a very comfortable position right now. Notably, he hasn't taken the third ComSat station yet on the command center. But again, I think Effort's multitasking is being spread very, very thin right now. And the vultures are laying mines out everywhere to stop these Zerglings. Oh, but the Scourge are able to kill some of the dropships right now. He's actually having the force to drop. And yeah, very good job by Effort. And he's actually being able to kill off most of these dropships. I don't think one dropship is left out right now. I want to say, I think Mong should take a 4th base at this point. He has taken the middle only at the inside 5 o'clock position. So it's going to boost his economy a little bit more. There are some spores out, but the Defiler quickly puts down a Dark Storm. Thinks that since science vessels are there's going to be a lot of Marine medic that's going to be following up. But in fact, Mong is just content with taking control of the middle of the map. So a lot of medics are out because all the Marines have been dying consistently. Yeah, Mong's multitasking is just, I think, absolutely phenomenal. I think Mong is actually very comparable to Beast's multitasking, where he'll go and attack somewhere and then drop another location and spread his opponents very, very thin on the multitasking. And right now, Spider-Mine is going to blow up a big hit on the Lings. An Effort trying to clear out the mines with the Lurkins. But yeah, I think Mong might be starting to slowly tech into that mech transition. He's getting a lot of vultures out right now. There's still only 1 factory, so I think he's producing at only 1 factory. His main is mined out now. He's gonna have to he's got 3 factories out here in the middle. But he needs to transfer those SCVs as they're not being productive right now, not mining. Effort, though, I think has to remake that Ultra's Cavern. I'm not sure where the Ultra Cavern is. And because I haven't seen cows come out yet. In the meanwhile, Mong is just content with taking the middle of the map and just poking Effort here or there. Oh, but cows are out now, so yeah, he does have cows. and now he's going to be able to put the pressure on. But there are only 2 cows and 2 zerglings, so I feel like if Mong were to just play on the science vessels, I feel like if Mong were to just attack and then force the Dark Storm and then pull back really quickly, he'd be able to easily deal with it. These ultras are dying very quickly to those lots of Marines, which are actually a +2, +1 upgrades right now. Only one carapace upgrade on those Zerg units. So yeah, I love cows when they're radiated, because when you send them into Marines, it really actually does like a lot of damage to the Marines, believe it or not. But some Scourge out trying to find some dropships or science vessels that are out in the middle of nowhere. He's gonna lose some right now. Playing on the vessels means that if he makes some like a muta, he might be able to snipe a lot of them. Meantime, Effort's gonna try to deny this mineral only base, and he's got a lot of swarms, but again, a lot of these mines are able to clean up these lings very, very easily. Meantime, Mong's able to pretty cleanly deal with this and then relay the spider mines out in front.
Down. Hey.
And more ultras trying to get in, but the spider mines are very effective with dealing with them. So yeah, Mong is beginning to transition into that good standard mech timing after getting that critical 4th gas. I mean, I know Tails could do it on 3 gas as well, but it's a lot more effective on 4 gas. So a lot of radiate going down on those lurkers. I think Effort really needs to try to take that 9 o'clock position and be more proactive and macro harder. But again, those spider mines are very, very effective at dealing with these ultralisks, and ultras getting melted from being softened up by those mines and losing a lot of those zerglings to the mines. He got +2/+2 on the ultras, and Lings now has also got the armor upgrade for the ultralisk, so his ultras will be a little more effective, but at the same time, with having +3/+2 upgrades on those Marines, and the zerglings aren't going to be able to do that much damage. Meanwhile, the zerglings are still trying to clear out the spider mines, try to keep them away from the ultras from getting softened up. But now this is the time and point in the game where Zuri is now trying to deal with the Terran forces and try to retake map control of their own. But these spider mines are doing a lot of damage, and then Radiate's going to easily clean them up. But here comes the Scourge, able to do a decent amount of damage on these vessels, but he did not clone them properly, unfortunately for him. So this Ultra is going to be able to deny mining up at this top right-hand base from Mong. He's going to have to force some reinforcements to come up here. There are a few medic Marines here. They will snipe down one of the Ultras, and the second Ultra is already at low health enough where the Marines can easily take care of him. And everyone's actually taking them inside 11 o'clock mineral only base instead of trying to take a 5th gas at the 9 o'clock. It's a little weird, a little strange. I feel like smarter base play would be more beneficial to him. In the meantime, Zerglings have effectively denied mining up at this top right-hand base. Considering how many mines there are, I think Mong could also take the 6 o'clock position if he needs that extra gas intake. Meanwhile, Effort just wants minerals right now, get more hatcheries out. But those SCVs have transferred to the 3 o'clock position of Mong. He's got a lot of units out, but not enough medics, I don't think. So I think it's a little bit of a mistake. Once again, mines clearing up these Zerglings very easily. Gonna get some more wires. This has been a very, very long and intense game. In the meantime, Mong is forced to lift up his command center and retreat it to a better location, and still trying to take map control with those vultures and mines. But Effort has taken that 9 o'clock base now. But Effort has not really been able to muster up a giant army that's really respectable, that's able to deal with this Terran army. And Scourge again getting taken out. Yeah, Effort's migrant, I don't think this game has been very up to par. He's been losing a few meters here or there to some bad micro, and then, you know, he's not been able to micro the Scourge properly. He's not going Sauron Zerg style, so actually taking also the 12 o'clock position. So he's really just going for mass bases. Mong also losing a Science Vessel carelessly to a Spore Colony.
Fence.
Ling's pushing in once again, gonna deny mining at this base. And Mong, in the meantime, is going to counterattack with the rest of his army, trying to push into the gas bases of Mong. Radiating overlords now. Is this what this game has gone to? But a big plague on the Marines. And those Zerglings are going to be able to easily clean up. He's going to try to snipe the Defiler, not able to. But here come the Ultras, and here come the Zerglings. But again, not a very big army from Effort, and he's just, I think he's just going to again lose his base, lose a lot more drones. And yeah, he's just been unable to deal with this effectively.
Fall back, don't die. Wait.
But good form and good plays are going to be able to push this back. So yeah, finally the Ultras are able to deal a decent amount to this force and push it back. But at this point, Mong, I think, has really secured enough of an economy to where he can transition smoothly into mech. He's got a lot of tanks now out, so it's the first coming signs of the mech. Meanwhile, Effort having to retake that hatchery. He's still making a lot of Marines. I feel like it's a little bit inefficient. But the cow count is slowly increasing. And then he's going to be able to clean them up easily. Saturating this top base by Effort. And Mong is not responding yet, but he is starting to push out again into the middle of the map. Mong is going to first put down missile turrets so there are no overlord drops taking place at that top location. Again, another raid on the overlords. I'm not sure why he's doing that. I feel like his energy would be much better suited elsewhere. There's a Vulture, and it's going to get taken out by the Ultra before it can kill off the Defiler. In the meantime, he's making a supply depot wall to block. So Mong, by making a supply depot wall there, he's not really going to be looking to take that 6 o'clock position. Meanwhile, he is taking the top bases. He's probably going to contest heavily for that 12 o'clock base. In the meantime, the bases from Mong are reestablished themselves, and he might begin to cut Marines in favor of more factories soon. But Effort has kind of switched back into lurker count, into lurkers. He hasn't really been making more Ultras. I've seen the lowest 3 lurkers, you know, a billion times since then. But Irradiate going down all the Ultralisk and Defiler. In the meantime, Scourge are trying to find those vessels and kill them off. Ramirez are able to see some of the plagued vessels, but I think all the plagued vessels have been taken out now. And in the meantime, Marines coming up at this mineral only, but Ultras are able to deal with it. So now Effort is beginning to get a more sizable Ultralist count. He's got 5 now, but we'll wait to see until he gets a really, like, a good amount of them. Tanks on this high ground are able to kill off a few of these defenses and able to shut down some of the mining, and Mong is going to be able to push in here with a lot of these medic marine. But there come the cows, and Swarm on this army is going to be really big. Exactly what he's doing. And another Dark Swarm onto the rest of these army. He needs a lot more Lings though, but these tanks are just so strong right now underneath Dark Swarm anyways. They're able to take them out easily.
Maybe underpass.
Effort trying to clean this up, but he's unable to. A lot of tanks, you know, just not able to really deal with this effectively. My friends are outside my dorm window right now, wanting me to do parkour with them. Anyways, yep. So he is transitioning more into mech. He's got a lot of tanks now out, and he is gonna be able to. Effort's gonna be able to push this back a little bit, but he did lose a lot to those tanks in the back. And he has to reestablish that base now. A lot more tanks here reestablished at this top right-hand base, but Ultra's able to get into the line of them. But tanks again is so strong, able to really do a lot of damage. In the meantime, yeah, see, this is what I'm saying, is Effort needs to use more Zerlings to his advantage. Zerlings are able to get into the tank line very, very quickly, and he's also been able to deal a decent amount of damage to his third base of Mong. Mong is still continuing to make a lot of these tanks. So this game has really been quite stable, and no person's really been able to get close enough. But Mong again is going to be able to shut down this base from Effort, and Effort are going to try to take control of the middle of the map instead with all of these cows. Spider mines everywhere, blowing up all the Lings and Ultras. But as you know, tanks are strong, so Effort really can't break through any position reasonably effectively yet. Meanwhile, Effort's still sitting on that 5 gas, even though I think he's been denied at the natural main base of his own, because I think he's already been depleted. But a lot of these Ultras right now are irradiated, and he's sitting there. I feel like he needs to do damage with these. But yeah, a lot of Signs also means a lot of irradiated Ultras. He has a respectable Ultra count, but since they're all getting irradiated, Marines are really easy to go against them and clean them up. Continuing on though, he is still making Marines. He has not really fully transitioned to mech. He is slowly building up that tank count. So he's going for a more old school, well, I wouldn't say it's old school, I would say it's a more like Flash era, like back in 2009, 2010, when he kind of tried to teach the Terrans how to play better TVZ, where they can keep making Marine medic until they have like a billion tanks out. But more Vultures up here playing down Spider Mines. He's going to try to deny some more mining everywhere. But here come the Ultras. They are solving by the Irradiates, and good plague coming out. And wow, that's a lot of Ultras. So FA is actually now able to get back the map control. I think he's going to be able to be more aggressive instead of defensive. But yeah, those are a lot of cows out. He's going to be able to do a good amount of harassment onto Mong's bases. Meantime, he irradiated one of his own science vessels, and is not going to be able to clean them up. Ultras running around the map. And Effort is only mining off now on 3 bases, whereas Mong is still mining on 2 bases. So it's kind of like old school, where you're like, in the early game, where you're stuck on 3 bases versus 2 base Terran before people begin expanding again. This base is getting, this map is getting mined out, actually. We're going to see who's going to be able to take that bottom area and top area more effectively. I feel like Effort's going to be able to take the top, and Mong will probably take the bottom area. But yeah, see, more factories coming out with machine shops, but he's still making Marines. So yeah, again, this is kind of like Flash style, where you get a lot of factories with tanks, and it just continues to make more Medic Marine. That being said, Medic Marine is actually, I think, DPS-wise, a lot better than the than the mech units from Terran. He's got a lot of factories, though. He's got like 7 factories, and I'm not sure he's affording both Mech Marine and a lot of mech, because of the fact that he's only mining off of 2 bases. And there's a lot of ultras. Wow, I think that's about 12, a dozen cows now out. But a lot of vessels, they're going to hunt down all of these ultras. I really feel like Effort needs to get some more storage out on the map and deal with this random flank out. Oh, just as soon as all of the storage kill of all of the science vessels. Really good cloning, and was able to not really waste too many of the scourge. But again, he did lose a bunch of those ultras to that irradiate. In the meantime, Mong has been able to take position again in the middle of the map. As I said that, I feel like he's using the scourge. Why does it say that? It's like mass cloud of scourge instantaneously kill off all of the size vessels. So Effort finally been able to deal a good amount of damage. Effort's been able to take that mineral only as well. So now Effort's going back to 4-base mining, as a matter of fact. He's also taking the 12 o'clock position. So Effort's expanding everywhere, more so than Mong. Mong is taking the mineral only up here. He's also got a lot of tanks right now. Effort is looking to be pushing in right now. And I think he's going to do a decent amount of damage here. A lot of Marines, but there's no dice from over these ultras critically enough. And there's no plague, so he's actually being able to be forced back. If he had a plague, I think he'd be able to easily push his way through. In the meantime, there's an irradiated ultralisk underneath Darkstorm who's going to be killed off soon. Scourge! Killing the vessel! The Marines are really sniped off quickly. But here come the Marines. They're going to try to push down this ramp again. And a lot of Overlords actually being loaded up. Or a lot of Zerg, I think, being loaded up into those Overlords. And he's going to drop right outside the tanks. Really good tech skill by Effort. But unfortunately, there are no tanks to splash damage. I just said tech skill. That's a melee term, in case you guys are wondering. But I think the vessels are going to still continuously irradiate onto those Defiers, and they're going to have to continuously try to Dark Swarm. And he's not really going to be getting anywhere right now. The Spore Colony dealing damage to those vessels, and a random dropship with this mix. He's able to take down a few of these tanks on the high ground, but in the meantime, all of his ultras are getting really softened up. There is another Mutalisk out, but again, no plague means that these vessels are going to die really slowly to the mutas. I'm not sure the tank upgrades right now. I wonder if Mong has built armories. I'm assuming he has. Some mines onto the ultras, which actually took down a lot of the Marines. But again, Mong is just jockeying for position up at the top of this high ground, whereas Effort is trying to deny it, and it's going to be back and forth continuously. Once again, a lot of mines in the middle of the map going to be able to clear out these ultras, and Ultra's getting into the middle of this tank line, and he might be able to take down this middle area. No, not really. There's just way too many tanks right now, and they do so much damage, and yeah, he's actually gotten 2 upgrades on those tanks. Meantime, this area is still being controlled effectively by Mong right now. Effort is losing slowly at the top. In the meanwhile, the middle has also been yielded to Mong, whereas Effort's still trying to take advantage of the fact that Mong's been reinforcing his top area more. He's still not able to break through because Mong is still producing off of 6 barracks and like 7 factories. I'm really not sure how Mong's been able to afford all of this, to be honest. Maybe he just banked up a lot of minerals when he got maxed. Oh, Ultras died, taking out a Marine and Medic, but those tanks with a D-Matrix on them were saved. But yeah, this map is slowly beginning to get mined out, so we're going to see more desperation plays to take more bases by these players. I'm really curious to see what the mineral count and gas count of our players are, considering that these guys have been continuously just throwing units at each other. But Effort's able to break through the middle, kind of, but he's going to be forced back now, because he doesn't have enough Ultralisks. I think Mong's ahead right now. Effort is still continuously trying to take those top bases, which matter the most right now, as they are the center line of the map. But Mong's been able to really effectively deal with that area. And Effort right now, it doesn't seem like he's being able to put up a lot of presence. In the meantime, he's able to take down his third base, but it's already been mined out, so it doesn't really matter to Mong. Meantime, drones once again transferring, and this base also has been taken, but again, so close to Mong's factory line that it's not going to be able to be very, very effective. Some more Zerglings trying to push through, but again, these tanks are everywhere on the map right now, unable to do much. Effort really needs to, I feel like, go for like a desperation push, try to get into the production line of Mong, but right now he's just not being able to. Again, this cloud of vessels, he needs a cloud of skirts to deal with this. Instead, these vessels are just going to have free reign over the skies, going to irradiate all the ultras, and do splash damage to the Zerglings. I think Mong is slowly beginning to win this game. Effort has been able to reestablish that 12 o'clock position, but again, Mong realizes this. He's going to send out all those tanks and marines to deal with it. In the meantime, Mong is not being able to, Effort, again, he had that one area where he got a lot of Ultra Scout, but then they just all got irradiated. So he needs to kind of get back that group of Ultras and deal with what Mong has. But again, Mong is continuously taking control of the middle of the map with those Vultures and Mines. But finally he's able to kill off a few of those Vultures, catching them out of position. And the rest of this army from Effort making their way up. But again, a lot of Zerglings and not enough Ultras. Where was all the gas gone from Effort? I see a lot of Zerglings out. I think that's good, but he needs those beefy cows out right now. He doesn't have them. Again, more irradiates going down onto this Defiler. And again, this Vessel Cloud just continuously builds up over and over again. And Effort is going to be denied this top 12 clock position again. And he's going to go for a desperation push. I think this is the last of Effort's bank. And right now, these tanks just in the back, oh my god, doing so much damage. And I don't think Effort's going to be able to effectively deal with this. And Mong's going to be pushed through again, denying this 12 o'clock position. And also losing that 6 o'clock. So Effort's now mining off of just 3 bases again. Whereas Mong's also mining off 3 bases. But also, this mineral only is also almost mined out. And I think that's 9 o'clock position also almost mined out. He's trying for a desperation push at the bottom, but it's not going to work. D-Matrix Marine and Tank in the back are able to deal with these Ultras very easily. So I think Mong is going to be able to secure his place into the round of 8, beating Effort 2-0 in the elimination match. Yeah, I think Mong is just way more skilled than Effort at this point. I think Effort lost a lot of his skill early on after he retired. Temporarily after beating Flash in the OSL. But Mong's multitasking has been really superb this game in the early game, really putting Effort on his heels, and Effort really wasn't able to mount kind of any comeback. And yeah, Mong is just continuously to break down all these bases. And meanwhile, Effort has done like a pseudo counterattack here, but it's not really enough. It's not going to be enough. These Zerglings are just being melted by the DPS of Marines. And GG from Effort. Mong is going to take it 2-0, and we're going to have 2 Terrans into the round of 8. Last and Mong, kind of similar to how the last Sonic Star League, where it was this last, I think the round of 8 had 5 to 6 Terrans in it. So we're going to see 2 Terrans move on, and Effort and Grumchi are eliminated from the Draemong Starleague. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I can get Group B recorded ASAP. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time.